Do you know that the air you breathe, the water you drink, and the food you eat all rely on biodiversity? That's what we will going to know in this video, so make sure you don't miss any part of it. Biodiversity is the variety of life on Earth in all its forms and all its interactions. It sounds extremely confusing, but that's how it is. Biodiversity is the most complex features of our planet, and it is the most fundamental. Without biodiversity, there is none future for humanity. Biodiversity is composed of several levels: genes, individual species, communities of creatures, and entire ecosystems such as forests or coral reefs where life interferes with the physical environment. This complex interaction has made the Earth habitable for billions of years. Biodiversity also represents the knowledge learned by evolving species over millions of years. And how all of these species survive through the vastly varying environmental conditions Earth has experienced. For many people living in towns and cities, wildlife is often something you watch on television. But the reality is that the air you breathe, the water you drink, and the food you eat all ultimately rely on biodiversity. Some examples are obvious. Without plants, there will be no oxygen, and without bees to pollinate, there will be no fruits or nuts. Others are less obvious. Coral reefs and mangrove swamps provide invaluable protection from cyclones and tsunamis, while trees can absorb air pollution in urban areas. Others appear bizarre. Tropical tortoises and monkeys seemingly have little to do with maintaining a stable climate. But trees that are most effective in removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere rely on their seeds being dispersed by these large fruit eaters. Do you know that there are at least 1 million species of insects and another 300,000 spiders, mollusks, and crustaceans? Insects are really important, not just as pollinators but as predators of pests, decomposers of waste, and crucially as the base of many wild food chains that support ecosystems. If you lose the insects, then everything is probably going to collapse. The extinction rate of species increases higher than before humans dominated the planet, which may be more faster than the losses after a giant meteorite wiped out the dinosaurs 65 billion years ago. Billions of individual populations have been lost all over the planet with the number of animals living on Earth. The concern is that many species are being lost before we are even aware of them or the role they play in the circle of life. What's destroying our biodiversity? We are, as the human population rises and wild areas are occupied to create farmland, housing, and industrial sites which cause loss of habitat for animals. Unsustainable hunting for food is a big problem, and the most major factor is pollution, harm by industrial pollutants, and many more. We can participate in biodiversity conservation by increasing our knowledge of environmental issues, increasing our awareness of the impacts of biodiversity loss, and increasing support for government policies and action that conserve our valuable ecosystems. Together, let's spread the word, the knowledge, and importance of biodiversity. Hello guys, I'm Mickey Kayubit, and I advocate in preserving our biodiversity. I hope you watched the video carefully and that you learned something or somehow about it. Thank you so much for listening. That's all.